With LinkConn 1000 series software, our next option we will be discussing is within zone settings, the humidification, dehumidification button. Now, in the humidification, dehumidification settings screen, we will focus on the list of outputs that qualify for relative humidity overrides. In the first column, you have the equipment name, the outputs, the piece of equipment controls, DH1, which is the first stage dehumidification, DH2, which is the second stage dehumidification, DHLT, which is dehumidification low temperature, and H, which is for humidify. Now, DH1 is engaged when the zone's humidity reading is immediately above the high humidity set point. DH2 is engaged when the zone's humidity reading is above the set point by 5%. DHLT is the dehumidification state that is engaged when the outside temperature is below a user set value, which will be discussed in detail momentarily. Now, H, or humidify, is engaged when the zone's humidity is below the low humidity set point. Now, to assign a device to a stage, dashes defined equals disabled. Now, if you want to, for instance, have HAFs running in DH1, just simply hit the down arrow and choose on. For proportional devices that control two outputs, you would have to assign a specific percentage for that output to be on during your relative humidity stages. Now, the top portion of the screen, you have advanced settings. You have your on time and you have your off time. Relative humidity overrides can be cycled on and off as long as you have time values in both fields. You can also omit cycling and run it constantly by having a 0 for the off time. And to change your values, just simply double-click and input your numbers. For smaller numbers, just simply use the up and down arrows. Now, the temp stage activation button in the top right corner here allows you to select the temp stages you want your humidification overrides to be active on. And to change or to enable it, simply hit enable or disable. By default, they're all enabled. I'm going to cancel this. Now, the use DHLT if outside temp goes below a certain value. This is the temp threshold for dehumidification low temperature activation. Now, heat boost is another means of reducing the humidity. You can automatically increase the set point by the entered amount if your controller goes into the dehumidification state. Now that we have finished setting our overrides, it's time to put them to the test. We have reduced the on and off times to display functionality of relative humidity cycling. To update, just simply hit the update button. And right now our relative humidity is 25%, and we're going to make this controller go into the dehumidification state. Now we know that our set point says 40 to 50% for relative humidity, and we're going to go and hit configuration, and we're going to manipulate our relative humidity, make the relative humidity increase 30%. Update, update. And as you can see, the humidity reading is at 55%. You have equipment responding to dehumidification 1 and cycling. If you look at the equipment status screen, HAFs, your exhaust fans, even your vents are cycling in accordance of our relative humidity cycling parameters. And that's our video in setting up humidification, dehumidification with the LinkConn 1000 series software.